share with you some thoughts, answer some questions, tell you, I guess, reiterate the simple truths of how we got here.
In the coming weeks, humanity faces a critical deadline. A mysterious object, 3I Atlas, is on a timetable that gives us one last chance to uncover its secrets before it vanishes behind the sun. Under pressure, Congress has just revealed classified information about this interstellar visitor, and the details are, to put it mildly, deeply unsettling. The evidence points to an object of city-sized proportions that appears to be under some form of control. What is it? Why is it here? And why did our own government try to keep its existence a secret from us all? The Washington revelation. The hearing room was quiet, but the information being released was a bombshell. After months of rumors and stonewalling, Congress finally presented the files on 3I Atlas, the interstellar object that has been silently speeding through our cosmic backyard. And the thing nobody tells you is, this reveal wasn't a voluntary act of transparency, it was a forced hand. Public pressure from amateur astronomers who have been tracking this thing with their own equipment grew so intense that Washington had no choice. What they showed us confirms that something is out there, and it's not behaving like anything we've ever seen. You see, 3I Atlas first appeared in the summer of 2025, a faint blip on a telescopic survey. At first, it was cataloged as just another asteroid or comet, but it didn't take long for scientists to realize their mistake. This object was moving at a blistering 134,000 miles per hour, a speed so high it could only mean one thing: it wasn't from our solar system. It was a visitor from the vast, dark expanse between the stars. Many people are crazy about the idea of interstellar objects, but this one was different from the start. The first red flag was its behavior. Normally, a comet traveling from the deep freeze of interstellar space remains dormant until it gets close to the sun. The warmth causes its ice to vaporize, creating the familiar glowing coma and tail. But 3I Atlas started showing activity way out by Jupiter's orbit, far too early. It was as if it had its own internal engine. As it continued its journey inward, this coma of gas and dust expanded to a mind-boggling size, nearly half the diameter of our sun itself. That's over 400,000 miles across. But not all things are what they seem. The most shocking fact is what happened between September 7th and September 15th. Astronomers had calculated a predictable brightness curve for the object. But during that week, 3I Atlas suddenly flared, becoming dramatically brighter than any of their models could explain. It was a sudden energetic outburst that coincided perfectly with the object crossing a specific distance from the sun, 2 astronomical units, or about 186 million miles. It was almost as if a switch had been flipped. What many overlooked is that since August, the world's most powerful eyes, the Hubble and James Webb Space Telescopes, have been unable to get a clear image, supposedly due to the object's position. This has left humanity's watch to dedicated amateur observers who have been capturing stunning and frankly terrifying images from their backyards. What they are seeing is an object that continues to defy explanation, keeping scientists awake at night. But what they saw next was something that breaks the laws of physics. Loeb's List. Many people in the scientific community are hesitant to use the A word, but one man, Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, has built a career on asking uncomfortable questions. He's not some fringe voice, he's one of the most respected minds in his field, and he believes we are looking at something profoundly artificial. The evidence Congress released only strengthens his case. Loeb has identified 5 specific measurable anomalies about 3I Atlas that, when taken together, paint a picture that is hard to explain with natural causes alone. First, there's its path. Think of our solar system as a flat disk, like a vinyl record with all the planets orbiting on that flat plane. An object coming from interstellar space should arrive from a random direction, from above, below, any angle. Yet 3I Atlas is traveling on a path that is only 5 degrees off from our planetary plane. The statistical probability of this happening by chance is less than 1%. You see, it's like throwing a dart from across a stadium and hitting the bullseye blindfolded. Second is its sheer size. The latest data suggests 3I Atlas could be up to 28 miles in diameter. That's the size of a small city. For a natural object, a rock, to hold itself together across that scale during a journey that could have lasted 1 billion years through the harshness of interstellar space is, to put it mildly, extremely unlikely. It would be bombarded with cosmic rays and subject to immense gravitational stress. The third anomaly is its chemistry, and this is where it gets really weird. Spectroscopic analysis, breaking down the light from the object to see what it's made of, has detected nickel. That's not unusual. What is unusual is the almost complete absence of iron. In nature, these two metals are almost always found together in predictable ratios in asteroids. The thing nobody tells you is that this specific nickel-heavy, iron-poor ratio is, however, very common in one specific area: human-made, industrially produced nickel alloys, created for high-tech applications. Fourth is the way it plays with light. The object is showing extreme negative polarization and a low inversion angle. In simple terms, the light bouncing off its surface is behaving in a way that doesn't match any known natural material ever cataloged from space. These properties are fundamental to how matter interacts with light, and 3I Atlas is an outlier. It's a material enigma. Each of these points is a head-scratcher, but taken together they form a compelling argument that we might not be looking at a comet at all. Avi Loeb argues we must consider the possibility that we are looking at a piece of extraterrestrial technology. And then, the object did something no natural body has ever done. The green defiance. Every schoolchild learns how a comet works. The sun heats it, and the solar wind, a stream of particles blasting away from the sun, pushes the resulting gas and dust away, forming a tail. That tail always points away from the sun no matter which direction the comet is moving. It's one of the most basic, unbreakable rules of celestial mechanics. 3I Atlas just broke it. The most shocking fact revealed in the congressional data dump is visual evidence of what scientists are calling an anti-tail. Recent images captured by astronomers in Namibia clearly show a structured, cigar-shaped formation extending from the object. But instead of pointing away from the sun, it points directly toward it. This should be impossible. There is no known natural force in the cosmos that could overcome the immense pressure of the solar wind and push a stream of matter back toward our star. It defies everything we know, and you can see this everywhere in the new data. This formation isn't a vague, fuzzy cloud. It's a precise geometric shape roughly 10 times longer than it is wide. It maintains this structure and orientation as it moves, suggesting it's not a random fluke, but a persistent, controlled feature. What could possibly do this? While no natural process can explain it, several artificial ones could. Advanced electromagnetic propulsion systems could generate focused streams of charged particles. An internal power source could create pressure differentials that expel material against the solar wind. It could even be a byproduct of a technology we can't yet imagine. Adding to the mystery is the object's otherworldly green glow. This color comes from a molecule called C2, made of 2 carbon atoms bonded together. The early data on 3I Atlas didn't show much of this molecule. Its appearance means new chemical processes are happening in real time as the object heats up. What's deeply unsettling is how controlled it looks. The green glow is consistent, not chaotic and random like you'd expect from a simple chunk of ice vaporizing. It's as if 3I Atlas is actively managing its own chemical reactions, not just passively responding to the sun. This isn't just an object passing by. It appears to be an object that is active, controlled, and operating under its own set of rules. With time running out, humanity has only one last chance to see it up close. The last window. Time is running out. The clock is ticking toward October 21st. On that day, 3I Atlas will enter what's known as superior conjunction. This is when the Earth, the Sun, and the object will fall into a perfect line with the Sun in the middle. The Sun's blinding glare will make any further observation from Earth impossible. Our window to study this thing is slamming shut. This sense of desperate urgency is what likely forced the congressional hearing. We are about to lose sight of the most important object ever detected in our solar system. This is why October 3rd is such a critical date. On that day, 3I Atlas is scheduled to make a close flyby of Mars, passing within 29 million kilometers. That's about 18 million miles of the red planet. This is our last best hope. A fleet of our most advanced scientific instruments is currently orbiting Mars, and they are being repurposed for an unprecedented mission. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, or MRO, carries a camera called HiRISE, which is so powerful it can spot something as small as a dinner table on the Martian surface from orbit. At its close approach, MRO will turn this incredible eye on 3-eye atlas. It could provide images detailed enough to settle the question once and for all. Are we looking at a jagged, cratered rock, or will we see the smooth geometric lines of an artificial construction? But it's not just the MRO. The European Space Agency's Mars Express and India's Mars Orbiter mission will also join the campaign, each using unique instruments to perform detailed spectroscopic analysis. Together, they will be humanity's technological proxy, a robotic welcoming committee for our interstellar guest. The most shocking fact is the complexity of this operation. Radio signals take between 12 and 24 minutes to travel from Earth to Mars. Mission controllers have to send their command sequences days in advance, essentially programming the spacecraft to perform this intricate dance of observations with no real-time control. It's a high-stakes, robotic gamble across millions of miles of empty space. The results of this imminent Mars flyby could represent the single most significant watershed moment in our species' journey. We stand at a profound fork in the road of cosmic understanding, and the data we receive in the coming hours will irrevocably send us down one of two vastly different paths. The object, an interstellar traveler designated XA2025, has defied easy classification, and its close encounter with the red planet will serve as the ultimate crucible, forcing it to reveal its true nature. The fate of our cosmic solitude hangs in the balance. On one hand, there is the path of comforting, if somewhat anticlimactic, natural phenomena. If XA-2025 behaves as our models predict a normal comet would, the mystery might be resolved in a plume of mundane dust and ice. We would observe it shedding mass chaotically as it interacts with the faint Martian atmosphere and the sun's gravitational pull. A coma would bloom, a tale would stream behind it, a familiar script written in the language of astrophysics. Such an outcome would still be a scientific victory, offering us a precious sample of material from another star system. Yet it would ultimately reinforce our current understanding of the universe, a vast, beautiful, but fundamentally lifeless expanse where we are the sole proprietors of intelligence. The anomaly would be neatly categorized, the existential questions shelved, and humanity would continue its journey alone. However, a far more profound and unsettling possibility looms. This is the path that leads to a new epic for all of humankind. If the object deviates from the cometary script, the technological hypothesis would become nearly undeniable. The first indicator would be the emission of structured electromagnetic signals. We are not looking for random cosmic noise, but for patterned, complex, or narrowband transmissions, the unmistakable signature of deliberate engineering. Such a signal would be the equivalent of a cosmic whisper across the void, an irrefutable sign of artifice. Secondly, its physical integrity under the extreme stress of its trajectory would be the most critical clue of all. A comet, after all, is a notoriously fragile conglomeration of ice and rock, little more than a cosmic dust bunny held together by hope and weak gravity. As it nears a star, it begins to disintegrate, venting gas and shedding debris in a brilliant but ultimately self-destructive display. It is prone to fragmentation, to being ripped apart by the very forces it encounters on its journey. But if XA-2025 holds its structure, executing its flyby with an unyielding resilience that suggests a solid manufactured hull, it would fundamentally defy natural explanation. That kind of durability isn't born from chaotic accretion in a protoplanetary disk, it's the hallmark of deliberate engineering, of a structure built to endure. And then there is the ultimate tell, maneuvering in a way that suggests controlled propulsion. Even a subtle fractional deviation from a purely gravitational path, a tiny nudge that smooths its course, would move the needle from remote possibility to near certainty. It would be the final piece of the puzzle, transforming the object from a passive celestial traveler into an active, guided probe. The evidence is on the table. Is 3-Eye Atlas a natural wonder, or is it a deliberate message from someone else? Let us know your thoughts below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this incredible story.